She's old school, this New York chick. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, her justice dance. They face the music, they got no chance.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 31st at 3:20 p.m. on the East Coast, and I just wanted to go live and come hang out with you guys for a little bit, talk a little bit about New Year's Eve, and just come chill. So thanks. I love that song. It's just got such a beat to it, and I'm a little partial to it because it's about who I am and where I'm from. So what's up, Des, Chopper? Good to see you, Lexi, Red Dragon. Let me scroll up. Kitty Q. Hopefully I got all of you. See all of you. Gen X, good to see you too. So what are you guys doing for New Year's Eve? I know I'm taking a little break here because we're gonna have just a house party in a little while, and I'm just gonna have a couple of friends over, and that's it. We are just gonna low-key hang out. So there is no drinking and driving. We don't live that life, thank God. And so I wanted to come and say what up. What up, Capone? Good to see you. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's a Tuesday and New Year's Eve, right? And so it's kind of like that weird, like day of the week when a holiday falls on a Tuesday, because then you're off. Most people are off on Wednesday, not everybody, but most of the people. And then Thursday and Friday, people got to go right back to work, and so the middle of the week sometimes is a little bit of a drag unless you put in for time off at your work. And Chopper, you're going to make fun, dude. That sounds so good. Hey, London girl, good to see you. So yeah, what is everybody doing? Is it quiet on New Year's Eve by you guys? I mean, we can catch a little bit of the fireworks. I don't live that far from where, the water is, and so I'll be able to see some of the fireworks and stuff. And and then obviously, you have the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve. That'll be on tonight. And does anybody know who's performing for, like who the guests are tonight? Kitty Q, I'm going to drink some beer later, and the kids have their sparkling grape juice and champagne glasses. Oh, I love that. And then at midnight, they beat the pots and pans with the spoons. Kitty Q, you are old school. We definitely did that back in Brooklyn. We got the pots and pans. We went out and we just banged on all night long until, we'd go to my grandmother's house or whoever was having a party in the family. We'd go there and we'd pound on the pots and pans at midnight. I'm sure the neighbors were like, well, most of the neighbors were outside hanging out too, but I'm sure there was always that one or two neighbor that was sleeping going, oh my God, what are they doing? Gen X. I always go to one sushi place and I'm home by 9, low key. Yeah, I'm about that life. I feel like as we get older, we're just, grabbing something to eat, coming back to the house. I just like to kick it in the house and just, we'll have the TV going and, stuff like that. So I went out today and bought some chips and things and, low key. I told my husband I wanted to order Chinese food for everybody. And so I'm waiting to see if that's what everybody wants to get a little Chinese food, or is it going to be, from somewhere else? Sushi sounds really good though, but Chopper, I'm going to be doing the Spanish tradition, and you eat a grape every time the bell chimes on the clock tower. How cool is that? I never heard that. That's pretty dope. So it's 12 grapes. Oh, that's cool. So give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to eat my lunch before really fast, and I'm like, you know what? I have like a half an hour. We can go live and we can, just chat a little bit. So, Red Dragon, staying home. I don't go out on amateur night, right? I know there's too many drunk drivers, too many people that are, and I love like people have like little home parties and you stay local, and that's always nice. If you go out, get an Uber. Make sure that you have a designated driver, something to, and I'm all about people going out and having a good time if that's what, that's what you're into, but just be safe out there. I mean, nobody needs to be a statistic to your stupidity. Gen X, I have 2 bags of cherries, might have to substitute. I was just thinking, I was like, I have a couple of bags of leftover cranberries. So I don't know how I would like to eat that, but makes you wonder what is worse, New Year's Eve or Labor Day weekend. Chopper, I think you're right. Both of them. Everybody's always on Labor Day. They're always excited and people are partying and drinking. And, it always worries me when I hear about drinking and driving and, just being that person that you could potentially put somebody in danger scares the life out of me. And it's just, even today, just driving back from the store, I was watching a guy swerve. And I said, you know what? I know me, like, I mean, I stay back a little bit. I watch and I always take the plate number and, because you just never know. Listen, it's better to be safe than sorry. And God forbid that person, I mean, I'll call the police. I don't care because I would rather protect somebody from getting hurt because there could be, 5 or 6 cars ahead and they could potentially get injured from, somebody that's swerving. So you kind of know. Chopper, I lost my best friend because of drinking and driving, so it's one of the reasons why I have an air mattress. Oh, and I'm so sorry for anybody that has lost somebody to, drinking and driving. It's horrible. My heart breaks for people that, yeah. Kitty Q, I had to send my husband to the store to get cabbage for tomorrow. Had to say not lettuce cabbage. Oh, yeah, Chopper, I'm thinking of you. That's terrible. Um, yeah, stay home and stay safe. Years ago, it was party, party. It's true. It's true. And the friends of ours that are just going to stop by, then I don't think they'll even stay until midnight. But, they live in the neighborhood, so they walk over and it's nice. He was only 19. Oh, my heart breaks. Yeah. I had a cousin years ago. I mean, he wasn't a victim of um, a drinking and driving, but he was, back in the day, horsing around with his friends, and he was on the back of a car, and the person was in the car, and they were pulling out, and then they were stopping short, and they were pulling out and stopping short. And my cousin, I mean, this is years and years ago, but he jumped on the back of the car. And then as the guy went to take off, my cousin fell and smack, that was it. And, he died. And so it bothers me anytime that I hear people that horse around with a vehicle or, you have to be so careful. Not only are you in putting yourself in danger, but you're putting other people in danger, right? I know. Des, it's all right. It's a reason why I do my best not to allow people to drink and drive. Yeah, no, I mean, if I'm out with somebody, friends or family, and I see that they've had, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and I'm watching, I offer to be like, hey, give me the keys. I've done it, a million times where, I'll drive us or I'll make sure that there's somebody there that can, or you just leave your car. Leave your car. It'll be there tomorrow. Call an Uber, call a family member to come and get you. There's nothing, you're never going to bother somebody. I would rather be bothered and get that phone call that somebody, a friend or family needs to be picked up than get that phone call that so-and-so just died. And so, just be smart about it. Des, if I'm out with others, I usually don't drink. I'll be the designated driver. Yeah, you just have to be so careful. Barbara George, Happy New Year. It's good to see you. Yeah, so, I mean, what are you guys doing? Are the majority of people staying home or what do we got going on? Kitty Q, it's an Irish tradition. What is that? I got to see what it is. What's an Irish tradition? Oh, just before midnight, I will open the back door to let the old year out, and just after the new year, open the front door and let the new year in. Red Dragon, that's an awesome thing to do. I might do that. Everybody, I love it when people contribute to a live and actually say, like, what kind of a thing is there something that you do, to make it a special, the people that are always they have the New Year's resolutions, and it's like, I'm gonna start the gym on January 2 or 1. I mean, whatever, if your gym's open. But, I just think it's great. Listen, you always can start, right? And so I don't push anything. Anytime anybody says that they're going to do something and in a positive light, I'm about it. I'm like, you know what? Good. Yeah, you could have did it yesterday, but you know what? You're going to start tomorrow. You start. Okay, good. Do it. Do that. Do that. Do more of that. Um, Marie, all the bars in my area have my phone number. Chopper, get out. Wow. Yeah, you just have to be careful. I usually stay in. I make traditional Southern black-eyed peas and fresh cornbread on New Year's Day. Barbara George, that's amazing. See, look, there's so many cool things. I mean, I ran out earlier because I wanted to get some champagne and make mimosas. So I was, went to the liquor store and I'm looking at all the different champagnes and I'm like, oh wow, I love this one. I love this one. I love this one. Some of the prices of champagne is insane. I'm like, what the? It's so crazy. My 2025 resolution is to stop procrastinating. Listen, there you go. Just, I'm always the kind of person that I could use a little bit of a push, but I'm always pushing everyone else. And so I feel like, if you can do something and not just do it. Like procrastination kills me. Now, listen, it's hard. There's always something that, you want to do and you're like, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. Well, you know what? Today is a great day to start tomorrow. So New Year's Eve starts. Red Dragon, I always do sauerkraut and pork. That sounds delicious. Yeah, what are you guys eating tonight? I don't know. I'm sure my husband will say something else other than Chinese food, but I'm always like, let's do Chinese food. Well, plus, and I just found a good Chinese restaurant not far from here, which I hadn't been able to find a Chinese restaurant in years. Years. I was like, this doesn't exist down here. But I think I've nailed one that is pretty good. So we'll see. Lexi, Barbara George, I live in rural area. Shotguns go off. Yeah. Well, you want to be safe about that too. Be careful. Do you guys have fireworks in your area? Does anybody have like a big fireworks show where you are? Gen X, you're going to put it off till 2026. Oh, hey, listen, there's a lot of things. I'd like to push my bills off till 2026, right? Kitty Q, we always have cabbage, bacon, black-eyed pea. Oh, I read that already. Wait, no, I didn't. Sorry. Black-eyed peas, cornbread, and fried potatoes. Well, that's different. I love it. Gen X, I'm planning on winning the New Year's lottery raffle. Hopefully that cooperates. Hey, you better don't lose my phone number if you listen. You got to be in it to win it, right? I always try to be like, hey, can I get a $2 quick pick? Because you never know, right? Mary Flynn, Happy New Year. Lexi, on the lake, big fireworks, but water traffic and land traffic is too dangerous. Yeah. I always like to watch, the Dick Clark. I mean, there were a couple of years that when I lived in New York, I went into the city and we partied till it was 1995, like legit parties. Those were some of the greatest years of my life. But also, listen, when you're in Manhattan and you go to, the New Year's Rockin' Eve and everything, you have to it's freezing. That's one. Two, if you have to go to the bathroom, you forget it. Like, you have to be like a patron of a restaurant and, or listen, it's not easy. So you have to really strategically prepare yourself when you go into the city. You better have, where you're going to go get a drink, where you're going to go, to go to the restroom. And so even just like back in the day, like we would take the subway, we would take, the Long Island Railroad, and we would go in and we'd have a great time. We'd stay either overnight or we'd stay well into the night, and then we'd go home, and it was just always nice. And when you live in the city, you never like we weren't like, oh, we're gonna be on TV. Like it was normal growing up in New York. Like you walk past the TV cameras all the time, and if you got caught on TV or whatever, it was like whatever, big deal. Like we live in New York. That's just what it is. And so that was always fun. Yes, my outfit today is multicolors. I grew up, if you wore those specific colors, you'll receive what the colors mean. And also, once midnight hits, you'll walk forward, not backwards. Hey, I love it. We need more, project that more into the world. Oh, let me see. Oh, that's great. That's great. Listen, the banging on the pots and the pans. I mean, Kids are grown now, but I mean, if I ran outside banging on the pots and the pans, I think people would be like, "Oh, what is she doing?" Yeah, it's nice to see you guys. I'm all about it. Listen, maybe I should go put on a multicolored shirt. And if I wear this one, let me read that again. And if you wear those specific colors, you'll receive what the colors mean. And also, once midnight hits, you'll walk forward, not backwards. Des, you're gonna have to give me like a list of like what the colors mean. That's interesting. Oh, that's so dope. Yeah, I know I haven't been around for the past few days, and so, like, I caught a couple of streams here and there. I love watching, like, Auntie Deb and Oblivious Benson and, of course, Duty Ron and, all the police things and stuff, and then I had posted a community post too, and, I wanted to re let me see this a little bit. So there's a missing girl in Long Island, and the father, Frank Gervasi, he's missing his daughter, Emma Ray. And so, like, I posted about it. One of my family members had sent it to me, and they were like, "Hey, we know that you do podcasts now," and I'm like, "I do." But they were like, "Listen, people that have channels that have podcasts, and can you spread this awareness because this girl's been missing for like a week or two." And so I said, "Let me take a look at it. Let me see." And so I went to the page of this guy, and he had made all these pleas for the public to help him find his daughter. So I'm hoping that she's been missing since December 9th. And so, I just tried to put it out into the atmosphere, and hopefully people, if they see her or they know something, or they're like, "Oh, I know that girl and I saw her." Listen, it doesn't hurt. The Suffolk County Police Department phone number is there. Frank Gervasi's phone number is there. You could call him. I mean, any information, and hopefully they can find her. You know, no questions asked. I don't ask anything. I just want to make sure that people, when they say they're, missing somebody, I just hope they can find them. Yeah. Sunnyside, good to see you. You made it. Happy New Year. All right, wait. Des is saying, so green is money, red is love, yellow is good health, and white is peace. Des, I think I have a shirt with all of those colors, and I'm gonna wear that because I need all of that. I need money, I need love. I'm good. Well, my husband, but I mean, yellow is good health, white is peace. I think we could all use a little bit of some positivity, and I love that you said that. Thanks, I appreciate that. Mystique, it's good to see you. I've been watching Cross on Prime from the James Patterson novels. Ooh, Gen X. I'm waiting till after the new year to like dive into something for myself to watch, and that sounds actually really good. Uh, it's a good detective drama. Perfect. I'll love it. Barbara George. This year has been horrific with crime and children. It's sometimes hard to take in. It sure is. And all right, so Des said the walking forward and not backwards is because you're walking into 2025 with a good mindset and leaving 2024 behind. Let's do it. Let's all do it. I love it. Between that and opening the front door and closing the back door, right? Isn't that what I have to do? Open the front, close the back, or open the back, close the front. Sunny said, "Me too. I look forward to a new year." Yeah, absolutely. New Year's are, it's a time to start fresh. It's a time to just, and I'm always the kind of person that just keep it moving, go forward, keep it moving, spread positivity, do the right thing, help out when you can, and just keep it real. Sunnyside, I heard to leave some coins under your doormat today and pick them up tomorrow. Cash will flow through your home all year. Sunnyside, from your mouth to God's ears, I will run and do that. I'll go through all the pockets over here and get all the change and go put it out under the doormat. I love it. You've been so freaking busy. Can't wait till the new year. I know, Sunnyside. You and me both. It has just been It has been such a wild 2024. There have been so many things that have happened, in my personal life, in this online community that we're in. I think everybody is listen, 2025 to me just sounds like a better year. I mean, I know everybody's always like, "You always say that." No, but I just, you know what? 2025, I'm hoping that will be, a good year for everybody no matter what. Yeah, plenty of garbage can stay in 2024. That's right. Sunny side. What about for dealing with stupidity? You know what, Chopper? Yeah, sometimes you just can't. Mystique, Happy New Year to you too. Right? Red, open the back door. Wait, open the back just before midnight. Then just after the new year, open the front. Oh, okay. So open the back door right before the bell goes. Right before they drop the ball. Right there we go. Kitty Q. Well, we all have at least enough money to take the rest of this year off. I saw that online. Oh, you know what? This is definitely, and today it's a Tuesday, so it's kind of like, oh, such a drag. Like Tuesday is always the day of the week where you're like, oh, we're not there yet. And so tomorrow, hopefully, you guys all have off. You could rest, relax, do what you got to do. I'm sure what most stores are closed tomorrow, right? I'm pretty sure even the grocery store is closed on New Year's Day. Isn't that right? I don't think the malls I don't think anything is open really for New Year's Day. I think it's like the one day of the year where, they actually let their employees take the day off. I mean, aside from maybe some restaurants might be open, but I mean, I don't know. Is the movie theater still open? New Year's Day used to be, a day where I mean, I think we went to the movies one year on New Year's Day, and it was only because we were in the middle of moving, and so I couldn't have any of my things, and I was like, "Yeah, let's just go to the movies." Oh, everything is open by you, Barbara? Oh, alright. I thought they closed most of, New Year's. Or maybe things open later, I don't know, I felt like today when I was driving around running errands and picking things up, it was like, "We're closed tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh." Good for you. Mazel tov. Oh, yeah, and happy Hanukkah to anybody that celebrates Hanukkah. Because what is today? What night is today? I'm sure it's, like, right in the middle of their celebration. So, happy Hanukkah. In the US, everything should be open, especially Walmart. Well, I guess you know what? You're probably right. I don't think Walmart ever closes, right? Somebody'll have to check that for me. Des, not here in Texas. All places are open. It's a regular day. Just the workers get paid a little bit extra for just tomorrow. That's amazing. All right. Well, listen, if you have to work on the holiday, and if you can make some extra money, then I think people deserve it. People are going to work on, a day that, the rest of the world is off or whatever. Yeah, they should and if you're going out to dinner, you give that, server like a little bit extra because they are, they're serving you on a holiday. You know, we were talking about like restaurants and everything yesterday. I was talking to one of my cousins and, we were just we're like reminiscing about some of the old times and things. And so we were talking about a time when like we all went out to dinner. It was like 20 of us. And, there's always the one little kid family member that's like, they want to pay for everything. So he was like, I want to pay. I got the bill. I got the bill. And I'm like, come on. You can't, this is a lot, there's 20 of us, and I understand you wanna, you just got, like, a new credit card or and he's like, "No, no, 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 I got cash. I'm paying. I got it for everybody," and I said, "You know what? It meant so much to him to pick up the bill," and so she was like, "Do you remember when he did that?" I said, "I sure do," and then I think we all said, "Don't worry, we got the tip," or whatever, and, it made him feel good, and so I was like, "You know what? That's old school. I love it, I love to see the newer generation do the things of the old school where they're like, "I got the bill," or, a guy that's willing to pull a chair out for somebody. I love all of that. You don't think Walmart ever shuts their doors? Yeah, you're probably right. They probably don't. So, up north, the best is going to a diner for breakfast. Barbara George. Oh, I love the diner. There's nothing like a diner. Like in New York, the big thing that we used to get in the diner late at night was, French fries and gravy. And I'll never forget, like in Long Island, sitting there in the diner and somebody ordered gravy with their French fries. And I kind of looked at them like, what the? I'm like, don't you dip your French fries in ketchup? And they were like, no, you got to try, dipping it in gravy. And so that became a thing. And that was a big diner thing. Listen, diners are amazing. There's nothing like going to a diner and ordering like a burger and, all of the things. Are there like I know, well, listen, diners are like, it's a big New York thing, a big New Jersey thing, but are diners big in the rest of where you guys are from? What about Chopper over in Spain? Like what kind of restaurants do you have over there? Are they mostly all like do they have like big chain restaurants or are they small little? Now I want fries and gravy. I miss going to diners. I can't find any here where I am. They were all closed down. Yeah, Des, I know. There was nothing like a big basket of fries and like a thing of gravy, and everybody would just sit there and, especially if you were hungover. It was the perfect diner food, every time you went in, you always looked at a table and, like some restaurants would give like bread and, people had fries and gravy on there. That's just what it is. French fries dipped in soft serve ice cream, Kitty Q. You know what? I feel like I remember one year, um, it had to have been like a cousin or something, and they got French fries and a vanilla shake, and they sat there dipping their fries in soft serve ice cream. So I have heard that before. It's definitely interesting. Capone garlic bread. Oh, that sounds so good. Yeah. Listen, French fries, garlic bread. Eat all the things today, and then tomorrow we can start. Right? Let's just eat everything and enjoy. Listen, garlic bread, French fries, and gravy. I told you I could talk about food all day. So hot roast beef sandwich with fries. Barbara George. You exactly you know what it is. Or I remember going to like a diner and ordering like a Reuben or something that like corned beef sandwiches. They would just you couldn't you I mean to get it in a New York deli or a diner, those were like the staple things that you would order, right? Mystique, I'm in Ontario, Canada, and we have lots of restaurants. Are they big chain restaurants? Do you guys have like, the like Outback and things like that there? Or what are the names of some of them? I know, Gen X, I'm getting hungry. I just had a turkey sandwich right before I came on live. So I was like, you know what? I gotta eat something really quick. And I made a little turkey hero. So yeah, New Year's Eve, like I know a lot of my family, they go to parties and it's just like lots of things that are going on today. And it's quarter to 4, right? Almost. Yeah, it's 3:48 p.m. here. And so I know people are getting ready. I'm running a little behind, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm just having people over, so and then it'll just be like 4 or 6 of us, not a lot. And people, they'll come in and come out. Hey, how you doing? Happy New Year. See you later. Bye-bye. Come in, have a drink. Like it's always just nice to have that. Everything, yes. Outback. I love Red Lobster. Oh, Mystique, you have all that there. Okay. Sunny said, I have 2 parties to go to, but all I want to do is take a nap. Right? I know. I did all of my cleaning, like I clean all the time, but so, I just like ran through the house today. It just started, picking up a couple of things, a Windexed a few things, and I was like, you know what? Everything's clean. Let's roll. Who's coming? Whatever. Hit me up. Come stop by for a mimosa and hang out. Yes, I love the Outback Mystique. The Outback makes like the best um little side salad. I love their honey mustard dressing at the Outback is my favorite. Oh, I love it. I love getting like what is it? Like the Outback special. It's just like a sirloin. It's like a 6 inch or a four. I'm sorry, like a 6 ounce or a 4 ounce sirloin, and then you get like a baked potato and their salad. Oh, their mustard, honey mustard is the best. I love their salads. They put like shredded cheese on top of it. All the things. I mean, listen, we love it. Red Lobster, you know what? They had like a crab thing that I liked years and years ago. I haven't been to a Red Lobster in my god, 10, 15 years maybe. But they had this like crab linguine pasta that I remember, and I would always get the same thing. I'm very like, funny like that. I will just order the same thing when I go somewhere because I'm just like, I like it, that's it, I'll get it. Unless somebody's like, hey, well, maybe you should try this. I'm like, no, I'll just have the raviolis. Or, you know, I'll just get a piece of meat and a potato. Yes, they have the Kitty Q. Outback has that blooming onion. That's right. It's like when when you go into the Outback and you see that blooming onion and then the pumpernickel bread on the table. They always have the same. I love that though. I love restaurants that stay within their, listen, and when you go to a restaurant, I mean, diners are guilty of it, but they make everything. But I when you go into a restaurant and you see that they have this huge menu, like kind of be a little nervous because how much of that stuff can you really I don't know. I love people that have like smaller menus and they just everything's fresh and they make oh yeah, and I know like a friend of mine's having a party tonight too. She's not far away. And so she was like, it's not till 8 o'clock and it's only until 12. And if you just want to stop by. I said, well, we'll see. If it requires having to get all dressed up, I'm not into it. But maybe I'll stop by for a drink and say hello. Take a run up the street. So, okay, hang on. Hang on one second. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. I was actually just looking at a message to see what we're getting some ideas for dinner. Okay, all right. Well, it's a negative on Chinese food. Nobody wants Chinese, so bummer. Oh well. Hang on. All right, very good. Perfect. Kitty Q, you wear yes, sweatpants and a hoodie. I'm wearing the same exact thing. I am wearing a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie. I actually got a hoodie from Duty Ron and for Christmas. And I was like, I love this. It is so comfortable and it's so soft on the inside. You guys like a lot of I gotta say the StreamYards, what is it? I think it's Streamlabs or StreamYards, whatever the merch company is, does they have really nice stuff. So if you guys ever wanted to buy a piece of, you know, their things or whatever, like their sweatshirt. It's so nice and soft. I love it. So what are the ideas for dinner? All right, well, so far we got two that want Outback. Here we are talking about Outback. And one guy wants to pick up Italian. So I don't know. I ain't down with it. I like to eat my own Italian food. I don't really like I'm very weird like that. So I'll leave it up to them. I really don't care. Listen, French fries and gravy sounds good, or macaroni and cheese. I am so easy. Or I just said, like, I told my girlfriend's husband just to get a big salad because I mean, I could just eat that. It's fine. I'll have salad and maybe some grilled chicken. Doesn't that sound good? I know it's totally not New Year's Eve kind of food, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm a police officer. I'm just a girl from the city who's here to hang out. That's it. And I have questions. Hashtag I got questions, right? Uh, let's see. Guys, give me some ideas. I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling a grilled chicken salad, but yeah, definitely not pasta. No thanks, buddy. Hold on. No thanks. I am all pastaed out though. I mean, we had it the other night. I made a big sauce, gravy, and meatballs and sausage and braciole and all the things and, raviolis with the ricotta cheese and, my little cousin used to call it magotta cheese. So we had all the things out and I just Italian for tonight. Eh. If I knew everybody wanted that, I wouldn't have made it the other night and I would have put it on for today and we could have had it here, but oh well, it didn't work out that way. Yeah, a grilled chicken salad. Doesn't that sound delicious? I mean, just get me like a nice piece of grilled chicken and slice it up over a salad, and I'm good with that. I'll have that. That's always like, you ever have like your go to thing when you go out, or it's just like, just give me, I'll just have a salad. Listen, there's times I go out and I'm like, I'll have the ribs. I want the pasta bazool. I mean, I'll get all the things. I want dessert. But then there's times where I'm like, you know what? I need to curb it a little bit. So let's just have a grilled chicken salad. We'll play it safe. Oh, my girlfriend just messaged me. She said, how about Greek food? All right. I mean, again, grilled chicken salad. What do you get from the Greek? Oh, gyro, right? What else do they have there? Maybe I'll say yes to Greek. What do we think? What do we like from Greek? Hmm. Hmm. What else can you put in a gyro besides lamb? What are the other chicken, right? What else? Baklava. Oh, Capone, you know what? I should order a thing of that. If they're gonna go to Greek, this place over here is really good. Can't go wrong with Mexican restaurant either. You know what? Love a good Mexican restaurant. Yeah, it does all sound good. Once I have, one or two beverages and I'm relaxed and I'm hanging out, it doesn't matter. You whatever you're eating is fine. I don't have a really big appetite tonight, so I had a big lunch before. I made myself a big turkey hero with a little mayo and salt and pepper. It was so perfect. Greek restaurants usually have salads with feta. So wait, let's talk a sec. Let's talk a minute. Is anybody like a pain in the ass when it comes to cold cuts? Like going to the deli, and I am so annoying. I am that person that's at the deli that's like, I want a half a pound of boar's head, uh, whatever, sliced very thin. And they try to give me a piece, and I'm like, no, it's not thin enough. No, it's not thin enough. The girl behind the counter is like, oh, I'm gonna kill this girl. But I just feel like certain meats don't taste right if you don't cut them properly. Like I can't eat, boar's head deluxe ham. I love it. I could eat it rolled up. I love it. I need to eat it like shaved or very sliced very very thin. If it's cut a little too thick, it's slimy, it's gross. I can't eat it and it's such a waste. Yeah, you like it shaved too, right? You're picky with your salami and pepperoni. Yes. I don't know, it just has to. There's this one guy, Mike, and he is one of the best butchers ever. And so he always tells me like, "Okay, Dawn, here's my schedule. This is when I'm here." And so like if I go and he's not there, I'm like, "Oh man, where the hell is Mike? Mike's the only guy that knows. He's from the Bronx. He knows how to cut the meat. He just knows what he's doing." And so everybody in there looks and they're like, "Oh, we're not helping this girl." So I'm like, you know what? I'll come back tomorrow when Mike's here because Mike's the only one that knows. None of you know how to cut the meat. So forget about it. I'll just get chicken tenders and I'm out of here. Forget. And I leave because, it's not worth it. What? I mean, if I get a pound of rare roast beef and they cut it ew. Like it has to just be a certain way. I don't know. Are you guys like that? I'm so annoying with I miss the deli from up north. Nothing compares. Barbara George, I know. But I'm saying like this guy, he was when I found him, I was like, oh, I found a butcher who's so good. These are like little things in life where you're like, oh, I found the perfect hairdresser, or I found the perfect, you know, restaurant that makes what I like. Yeah, especially on Italian hoagies, they have to be thin. Yes, I'm telling you, the meat just doesn't taste right. Trust me. I don't know. You and when I'm spending top dollar for cold cuts, you better cut my meat right. I can't have it any other way, or I just won't eat it. I'll be like, you know what? I'll go home and make egg salad or tuna fish. I don't give a shit. I'll eat something else. I don't care. It has to be that way. That's it. Greek restaurants usually have salads with feta. I know. I think that's what I'm gonna get. I just messaged to get me a salad before, so we'll see. And I'm sure they'll get a whole bunch of other things. Kitty Q. Schlotsky's used to have the best sandwiches. I haven't been in a long time. Oh my god, I haven't heard Schlotsky's in so long. What a throwback, Schlotsky. Or it's like the Soup Nazi in New York. I remember going there years ago, and I had to get a certain soup, and what a friggin' pain in the ass it was in there. But you got what you wanted. You got the soup, or listen, there's nothing like a corned beef sandwich with some mustard on seeded rye bread, right? A little potato salad, perfect. Yes, Mystique, you're picky. Perfect. I love that. I feel like you need to be picky. I mean, listen, if it's something that you're going to eat and that's like your thing, get it the way you like it, Get in where you fit in. Oh, I know, corned beef sandwiches, and that sounds so good. Like, and it was nice and warm, and I can't remember the name of the what was that? Where's Diane B? All right, who can tell me the name of that famous deli in New York City? Karen Cole, good to see you. Happy New Year. Oh no, the video's frozen? Is it frozen for everybody? Tell me. Lexi, I'm not picky. I just want it how I like it. That's right. Listen, you got to get it the way you like it. There's nothing wrong with telling people. I used to tell people all the time, especially when I was a hairdresser, I was like, tell me what you love, what you hate, and what you're okay with. So this way I know exactly what it is you want, exactly what it is you don't want. And, something that I'm like, all right, you're okay with this because, I mean, listen, if you're, a dark brown and you're showing, a stylist a platinum blonde, and I'm like, listen, lady, that's the first one. First of all, it's not going to look good on you. And second of all, it's just your hair, it's just not going to happen. And so I was always the stylist that I was honest with people. If it didn't look good, I was the one people would go over and be like, hey, why don't you go ask Dawn what she thinks? Because I would just say, listen, that's not it. That's just not it. Or if I saw something that was gorgeous and I was like, you know what? You need to be this because this, your eyes would open, your skin tone is gorgeous, and so I love that. I love to be able to, if somebody says to me, like, well, what do you think this looks like? How do you think this would look on me? I will tell you exactly what I think it would look on you. I don't know if I just have like that, what is that? The queer eye for the straight guy kind of eye, but I've always had that eye for, just when it comes to colors and I love it. It is something that it is my passion. It is something that I really love. And I love to be able to look at somebody like I can see the inner rings of your eyes and just to see like, if it's a beautiful auburn or listen, some women, like they would look good with gray hair, but it has to be the right gray. It has to be that little bit of salt and pepper, that really pretty tone. And so even with blondes, like I loved my blonde clients back in the day that would come to me and say, well, like, what do you think of this? Is this too golden? I'd say, yeah, it's totally not going to work for you, and, how do you dress every day? Are you one that dresses up? Do you dress down? Do you want a casual look? Do you want it to be, a spicy, one of my clients, she was, a very, very well-to-do woman in the area. She had a wonderful job and she always wanted this like really vibrant, Sharon Osbourne red. And so, and it looked gorgeous on her. And I used to say to my client, man, there is just something so striking about you, your features, your haircut, your color, everything was sexy. It was sharp and it just spoke, her presence. And so she had come to me one time and she was like, hey, so I'm thinking about going a little brown. I was like, nope, not having it. I'm not doing it. Nope, no way. No way. Sorry. And so she fought with me back and forth for like 2 weeks. And I said to her, listen, I'm not doing it. I am not changing this gorgeous red color that looks so good on you. And you're like known for it. I can't. You're going to have to go see Victor. You're going to have to go see, another colorist because I just won't do it. I won't do it. And so she was like, you know what? I thought about it and I didn't think the color was going to look good to me. I said, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have, because she was a beautiful woman. I just said, listen, it's just not you. It's not. And so I love to just be honest with people. And if I think something's going to look really good on you, I'll tell you. If I think it's going to look really bad on you, I'll tell you. But listen, I'm my worst critic too. I'm harder on myself than I am on, and my hair is jet black. So I'm like, listen, I keep my hair this color because not many people can wear this color. But you know what? I can. And, listen, you don't have to worry about me. I worry about you, how you're going to look. And I just love it. I just think, if there's a color that you could rock, I think you should rock it. And so, life's too short to be boring. I mean, listen, I got you covered on that. I'll stay my color. It's great. Barbara, I'm so picky with a hairdresser. They can't seem to cut a classic bob. The sides don't ever match. I give up. Barbara George, you can private message me and tell me where you live and I'll find you a perfect hairdresser. I think every woman should be close to a hairdresser. I feel like they can make or break your image. They can sharpen you up and then there's some hairdressers that they really charge a lot of money and people are like, well, I don't really want to pay, $200 for a haircut. But then you see Marcy outside and you're like, oh, Marcy looks stunning. Well, Marcy goes to this woman and she charges and that's just what it is. And a lot of times people charge based on their availability too. And so I'm not saying that just people that charge a lot do good work, but Patrick, New York, it's good to see you. I didn't see you sneak in. Eileen, Happy New Year, Eileen. Eileen, I'm having Chinese with my husband and his sister. She fractured her shoulder. Oh no, Eileen, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I hope she heals fast. Oh, it's terrible. Shari, all this food talk is killing me. I am a low carb keto and just want to stop by and wish you a happy new year. Happy New Year, Shari. And listen, I was just telling them that I have to have a grilled chicken salad because, what kind of a whole hypocrite would I be if I didn't stick to, and keto and, people that are eating cheese. I mean, I can't tell you how many containers of cottage cheese I go through a week. Just, because I'm trying to work on a program. But listen, if I see a cupcake or something and I want it, I'm going to have it. I don't care. Live your best life. I mean, but, you're on carb, keto, friendly things. I get it. But if you fall off, just pick right up. Like I was saying before, just pick yourself up and go right the next day. Just keep it moving. If you're going to start something tomorrow, do it. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Just do it. Yeah, Patrick, it's good to see you. I'm glad you came in. So we are just chilling over here talking a little bit about New Year's Eve, hanging out, and what is everybody doing? I think it is a low key, everyone's just kind of staying home, lounging around in sweats. I love it. Oh, Des, I'm sorry I didn't see you leave. All right, gotta run. Y'all, my dogs are ready for their walk. Happy New Year. Be safe. Love you. Des, I love you too. Be safe. And yeah, I will be thinking about you later at midnight. And as we open the back door and then we bring it up to the front and close. Wait. Is it open the back door, let the negative energy out, and then open the front door to welcome in the new positive energy? I will be doing that. Mary Flynn, you're going to have Chinese? Oh, get out. See what I mean? I'm with you. I wanted Chinese. I really did. I was so in the mood for chicken lo mein. I wanted chicken lo mein. That was it. But I'm not winning, so it's fine. I mean, I could just go get it for myself and bring it back, but I don't know. I don't wanna be the only one sitting here eating Chinese by myself. Patrick, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? Are you going out or are you staying home? What's the word? Red dragon. Okay. Open the back, let out the old, open the front, and let in the new. Oh, okay. I have to do that. She knows I'm going to be calling her at like 12:01, be like, what is it again? Is it open the front and leave out the back? Oh, watch the front door opens and I go running out. I'm like, I need to get out of here. We're actually supposed to get some cool weather down here over the next, what is it, the next week or so? It's supposed to get freezing. I'm pretty sure that it is cold. It's going to get cold all over the South, right? Shari, I love how you say my name. Only someone from New York can say it correctly. That chicken salad sounds awesome. I've been eating this way for 20 years on and off. I got serious and I'm down 47 pounds. Shari, get out of here. That's amazing. 47 pounds. You know what? Maybe I should do keto. That's it. I should just, what do you eat? What do you eat all day? Do you just drink water? They're talking snow, Mary? Oh no. Where? Patrick, you're staying home. Good job. Good job. Thank you, Red, for sending it to me. Because she knows I'm going to forget and be like, what is that? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a police officer. Oh, where are they talking snow? Listen, there was one year where, my husband had told me that it snowed in Florida. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean it snowed? He's like, well, it didn't stick on the ground. I mean, it snowed. Like we had snow flurries and it was on Christmas. I said, oh, how beautiful. And then the next day you wake up and you're like, where's my bathing suit? Anybody have Hawaiian Tropic? Oh, the Northeast, us. Okay, yeah, so you guys are going to get some snow. Oh, God, be safe. I hate it. I would love for it to snow down here. I'm not going to lie. I think that would be so great. And listen, we could take, I love all the cold weather that we get down here because I feel like it kills the germs. And I'm like, oh, please make it get below 50. Yeah, it snowed in Puerto Rico and it never does. No way, Mary Flynn. Really? See what I'm saying? All right. Maybe we could get a little bit of snow for 2025. I'm about it. Let's do it. Patrick, New York, push the weather down here for us. I could use a little bit of some I'm telling you, I love it. I just said to him, I was like, listen, when it gets colder, we need to go for a walk. And he's like, I know how you get. I'm like, listen, I love to be outside when there's cooler weather down here because, listen, we live in the air conditioner all the time, 24/7. I mean, my air conditioner is coming on and off now as I talk to you guys. I'm like, Jesus, like the thing never gets a break. I remember living in New York and having like, like the heating system and it like force the hot, pushes the hot air in the house. And I'm like, oh, bleh. Like be nauseous with the hot. I tried, my father would turn the heat on and I'd open the window and let the cold weather come in. I'm like, it's like, shut the window. I'm like, no way. Let it get cold in here. Kill the germs. He's like, oh my God, what are you doing? I'm like, we need to. Shari, all kinds of food. My motto, which might do in an Italian gal, is no bread, potato, pasta, rice, or sugar. It's easy for me. I make my own breads and sweets. I eat no processed foods. Shari, I'm going to have to follow you because, listen, bread, potato, pasta, rice, and sugar knows right where to stick it. It is right all over this Italian kid. I got it all over me. I'm like, oh, last night, here's the raviolis. Right here's the garlic bread. Like, yeah, Kitty Q, your heater's on. Oh, God. Or the worst was like when you were in the car and you're driving and you turn the heat on. I'm like, oh no, open the window. Like, I don't know how, there's something about having the heat on and opening the window. I'm like, it's so counterproductive, but it just feels better. I don't know why. Like, turn the heat all the way up and then roll the window down. Now it's like I barely ever open up my car windows. The air conditioner is always pumping. And it's funny. I have In my truck, I have heated seats and air conditioned seats, which when I went to go look at a newer model, they were like, "Oh no, it doesn't come with the cold, it doesn't come with the air conditioned seats." So I'm like, "Well, then I'm not trading it in." I like they're like, "You have to trade in, like it's time." I'm like, "No, you need to find me something with air con I got spoiled, man. There was something about the air conditioned seats that I loved. I'm like, I love there's something about a cool shot of cold air coming in. Like, I love it. Oh, it's unseasonably mild here today in New York City, 48 degrees. Oh God. And you know what? I'm sure that Manhattan is going to be swamped because of the ball dropping and the party and everything. Listen, 48 degrees, 50 degrees, that's like t-shirt weather. People are running outside in shorts and a t-shirt with a sweatshirt over their shoulder. Mary, I opened them today. It's warm in Massachusetts. See? Oh, put the heat on, open the windows. It's like it feels good. And I remember like even in Brooklyn, like at my grandmother's house, I'd be like, "Ugh, it's so hot in here." Ugh. And I'd go and like hang out her window and see the neighbors downstairs be like, "Hi." And you're like so high up. Barbara, no bread. That's criminal. I like to bake fresh rustic bread. Oh, that sounds delicious. Yeah, my mom was making bread the other day. I stopped by her house to say hello, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm making a sourdough." I'm like, "Oh, all right. Am I ready? Like, is it ready? Can I have some?" She's like, "Will you get out of the kitchen?" Oh, my mother's so funny. My dad's like, "Don't touch the bread, all right? Don't touch my bread." Sherry, I have two different kinds of flour that I use. The most recent is from a company called Weo. They make flour with a carb blocker. The other flour is a mix I found on YouTube from a creator. Get out of here. Let me know what that is. I want to know. I'm going to tell my mom. I'm going to be like, "Hey, my friend Sherry, she told me about the bread maker." My mother's going to go, "Oh, really? Tell me about it." Mary, I thought it was funny. My friends in Bayonne would pass milk, etc., through the windows. Yes. Listen, you pass everything through the window. Be like, "Hey, Martha, you got vanilla extract?" And then it's like, "Hut, hut, hike." And chuck it across. And you're like, 3 points if you get it through the window. Or you could just hand it over. That's it. That's just, that's old school. That's me. I remember one time my mother told me a story of like her and her sister had a fight years ago when they were kids. And like, so my aunt thought it would be cute to take like my mom's little like panties and throw them out on the tree. And so like when my mom got home, she was walking down the block and she sees like her underwear hanging from, she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "I'm gonna kill her." And I was like, "Oh my God, you guys were so funny when you were kids. Like, did you really tease each other like that?" She's like, "Oh my God, it was insanity." The things that you would do as siblings, like, "Oh, I'm gonna embarrass her in front of her boyfriend. I'm gonna put her, her bras and panties on the tree outside." I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah, panty tree." Patrick, I was dying. I was like, "Ma, what? No, don't tell." She's like, "Oh yeah, she was very jealous of my stuff." I'm like, so she threw it out on the tree? What did she have, a big dumper dump? Like, she didn't have her own set of bloomers? Oh, I can't. Yeah, Mary, definitely with your sister, right? I can think of some things that I did with my siblings, and I'm just like, "Oh God." You know, my one sister was so cute when she was little. Like, things would just stick with her, and so, she would always say little words here and there, and I'd be like, "What did you just say? What was that?" Elena Gonzalez, good to see you. Hey guys, I thought I'd jump in and say hi. I'm wishing everyone a happy and a blessed new year. Happy New Year back at you, girl. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Hang out with us for a little bit. Chit chat. We're just shooting the shit for a little bit on this wonderful afternoon of New Year's Eve. Erica Olson. There's my girl. What's up? How are you? Erica Olson. I love when she says hello to everybody in the chat. I love it. You know why? Because if anybody goes and changes their name later on, you can always go back to an Erica Olson comment and she's got you. She pegged you. So your name is here. You could take your comments out and you can take your name out. And let me tell you something. My girl, Erica Olson, she's got you. Oh, Eileen, it's always good to see you. I know. Happy New Year. Can you believe it? I feel like we were just here, a year ago, and 2024 was coming, and now everybody's like, yo, kick 2024 in the face. Like, let's bring on 2025. And I'm like, yup, that's it. Bring on 2025. We got this. Let's go. Like a whole football team over here. We got it. I do too. It makes me smile. Mary, I know. I love Erica Olson. There's good people. Yeah, a better 2025. Well, that's a good way to look at it. Definitely make it, we can get every year to be a little better. Hopefully crime will go down a little bit. Hoping. Kitty Q. My brother would tell me to get something from the basement. Then he'd turn the light off when I was halfway down the stairs and shut the door and tell me something was coming to get me. Kitty Q, I remember, that is funny. I remember growing up in Brooklyn and going to my grandmother's house, and she had one of those creepy old basements where the stairs were like creaking, like they creaked. And so we would go down the base. My grandmother would be like, go downstairs in the basement and get me, I don't know, something, whatever. And my grandfather had a workshop down there. My grandmother, she would like crochet or, whatever. She would do like this. She had a whole setup in her basement, and she had her bins and her decoration, everything, but it was all lined up like soldiers. She was very neat and organized, and her basement was also like a party room. But if you went down those stairs and you didn't have somebody with you, I'm telling you, that shit was haunted. Scary. Those New York basements, the cellars is not, listen, you can survive a basement like that. You can go through a haunted house. Fact. No, Marie, you are the same way. Saying hi to us on chat makes me smile. Oh, Mary, thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice to be a friendly face around these parts. I'm glad that it helps. I really am. I loved me later in life, Kitty Q. But I'm telling you, the basement, both of my grandmothers had scary basements. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but my one grandma, oh, God. And listen, I had this whole thing where I was like, it's haunted. I know it is. And then I would go downstairs, and all of a sudden, like, these little toy things would turn on. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. And then my brother would come down. He'd go, raw. I'm like, oh my God, there is something living down here. But you hear everything. And then she had cement steps to go up into her backyard. And so, you went down these creaky stairs, and then listen, you could run. You had to run really fast because, when we go down in packs, we go down like soldiers, all of us. We'd be like, all right, you guys ready? In 3, 2, run. We'd run down that basement so fast. And then somebody shut the light out. We'd be like, grandma, grandpa. And it was scary. It was like, what lives down here? I'm sure there's something living down here, but we need to get out. Or she'd be like, my grandmother was famous for telling us to go downstairs and get the chairs. But I don't know, she kept chairs. Like anytime anybody came over, we had a million chairs out. And so we'd have to go downstairs and either get the chairs or bring them up or bring them down. And those stairs were like, yeah, most basements are scary. I know. Yeah, the light, you need the lights on. Connecticut was the same in the older houses. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Mary, see, that's funny. That's me with the bin organizer. So yes, that kind of basement, cool if the lights were on. Yeah, I mean, and if you went down with like a few, like I had a couple of cousins and maybe my brother, or if my mom went, we were like, oh yeah, we got this. Like, mom's here, we're good. And then we go. And then if somebody went up the stairs and then you were like the last one, you're like, wait a minute, wait for me. Don't leave me down here. And you would run so fast, like your ass was on fire. You're like Speedy Gonzalez running to get up the stairs. Nobody wanted to get stuck in the basement, okay? Nobody. Cleo, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Yeah. Shari, what's a basement? Oh, no. I don't know why people made them, but they did. Scary. I was actually glad when we moved to Long Island, to our first house, and we didn't have a basement. And I was like, yes. And my father's like, I did that on purpose. I'm like, you did? He goes, yeah, because I knew you kids didn't like the basement. I'm like, all right, thanks, Dad. I remember going, we don't have a basement. My brother's like, we got a garage. 2 of them. I'm like, yeah, well, we didn't have that in Brooklyn. We were like big farmer kids moving out to a big house in the island. Like, we were like, yeah, we're going to the suburbs. Like, this is great. And we didn't have a basement. So I was like, anybody want to come over to my house? We don't have a basement. Like Eddie Murphy. Mom, throw down somebody. Like, if you lived in New York and you grew up in the city, like, you totally related to Eddie Murphy when he was like doing the ice cream man dance and the ice cream man is coming. It's like, Mom, throw down somebody. The ice cream man is coming. And you could have like a whole freezer full of ice cream, but it didn't matter because he had good humor. He had the rainbow pops. He had all the things. And so what if your mom had vanilla chocolate and strawberry? The ice cream man was coming. That was it. That's all you needed to know. Give me $2 because I need to get da da da. And then you run over to the ice cream man and you're like, I need this. And my little brother needs this. And I need this. And we all need something from the ice cream man. Every uncle and father that was in the city would be like, I got it. I got yous. Come on, kids. You want the ice cream yet? Let's go. Let's get some ice cream. And we'd be like, yes. I haven't seen you in 5 years, Uncle so-and-so, but thanks for the ice cream. Yeah, Mary Flynn. I always say his sayings because your mother's on the welfare. She can't afford it. Yeah, he was the best. Anybody from the old school that remembers Eddie Murphy and could appreciate that kind of humor, I love it. People say things nowadays and people are like, I'm offended. What do you mean you're offended? Get out of here. Take a walk. Yeah, the Mr. Softy truck, Patrick, New York. The biggest decisions that I used to have to make standing there was, did I want rainbow or chocolate sprinkles? Because I knew Mr. Softy had the best ice cream in town. That was it. And he was coming down my block. That's all that mattered. I feel like if you had those little voice walkie-talkies back in the day, you could call your friend and be like, the ice cream man is 2 blocks away. Make sure you get your money and get outside. Now kids, they're like, I'm going to go spend $12 and get a blah, blah, blah with gummy bears on it and 42 things. And you're like, what is that? You can't just get a vanilla cone with chocolate sprinkles. Bill Cosby, I used to love until the day. Well, yeah. You know how it went with him. $5 on an ice cream. That's what I'm saying. Like, whatever happened to the day of $1? $1 got you a cone with sprinkles, and you were fancy. You were so fancy. You walked away and you were like, hey now. My uncle just bought me ice cream. You can't afford it. You're on the like, everybody had the ice cream man. I mean, it was just the thing to do. I mean, does the ice cream man come around in January? I don't know. I don't think he does anymore. But, you always remembered, like, the kid that worked on the Mr. Softy truck. Or, when they started coming around and then they sold, was the good humor thing. I was like, when I saw the good humor guy come around, I was like, you're a fake. You're a phony. You're not Mr. Softy. Like, they would show up at the Little League and, they'd be outside because they knew that kids were hungry. They wanted ice cream or an Italian ice or something. So they sat outside the field and they made your parents go there. And then there would always be like the concession stand that had like the little Dixie cups of ice cream. We were like, nah, we're good. We're going over here because this guy got the ice cream with the bubblegum nose. You know what I'm talking about. You either had a pink or a blue nose on your ice cream, but you didn't know until you opened it. You just got to eat your ice cream, and then you had that gum afterwards, and you were like, yup, I don't want that Dixie cup. I'm good. Because the good humor guy is hanging out over here, and he's competing with Mr. Softy, who's 4 blocks away. And so they would race on over to the stadium. It was great. Yes, an Italian ice. So good, right? How about his G.I. Joe? Oh, God. Oh, Baskin Robbins. Yeah, Baskin Robbins was big too. Gladys, good to see you. Happy New Year. I'm on the road, but just wanted to wish you all the best. Same back at you. Strawberry shortcake. Oh yeah, you remember that ice cream with like the strawberries, and then it had like the nuts on the outside or whatever. It was like the strawberry shortcake. I remember getting that too. And like, you just knew when you had the ice cream, you were like, I got my ice cream. Yeah, sprinkle this. That's what I'm saying. Italian ice with the wooden spoon. That's old school. I love it. You get like a rainbow ice and they'd hand you that little wooden thing and you were like, that's it. I could take on the world because I got an Italian ice. I remember when I seen somebody one time eating an Italian ice with a spoon and I was like, what? What are you doing? That's like illegal. You shouldn't do that. You need a wooden spoon. You need a wooden thing for your ice. Like, you're cheating. Why are you using? No, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, Mystique, you need to try it. Funnel cake at Canada's Wonderland. Ooh, Mystique. That sounds delish. Yeah, the rainbow sprinkles, right? Oh, how about Mr. Rogers? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, I always say like I'm not scrolling up because I'm too lazy to scroll up. I'm like I gotta scroll up. I gotta see. Yeah, the wooden spoon. And then if they drove off and you were like, excuse me, I didn't get my wooden spoon. You like try to eat the ice out of the container and you're like, yeah, no, this is low budget. Uh-uh. Somebody needs to run. You send your uncle and he goes charging down the street. He's running like he's in the marathon because he's like, yo, you missed. You didn't give us everything. That's it. I want a refund. Yeah, the wooden spoon. You needed it. You didn't want the wooden spoon if you were bad in the house because your mother was going to come with you. She was going to come at you with the wooden spoon and be like, what'd you just say? What did you just say? My mom was funny. She was the slipper. She would take the slipper and she'd chuck it at your head. If you said something to her, she'd be like, what? You didn't just talk back to me, did you? What did you just say? I'll beat your ass." She would take that slipper off, and man, you knew how to duck. I mean, we were bobbing and weaving when we were kids. Like, mommy's gonna throw her slipper at you, and my brother's like, "Yeah, whatever, let her. I don't care." And one day she hit him. I was like, "Boom!" I was like, "Yo, mommy just nailed you with her slipper." It's like, "I'll get it back." I'm like, "No, I wouldn't if I were you, because daddy got a belt, and you're gonna be in trouble." My father would be like, what'd you say? What happened when I wasn't home today? What'd you do? You talk back to your mother? Kiss your mother with that mouth? You better watch it." My father would just have to give the look. He didn't hit us. He didn't do any of that. He just had that look. Mm-mm. Don't mess with him. Eddie Murphy with the high heel mom took it off and went as a boomerang and it came back. Yes. See what I'm saying? Jimmy's or sprinkles. That's right. Yeah, Mary Flynn. Wait until your father gets home. That was the best. If we said something, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, mhm. Wait till your father gets home. We'll see who. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. I don't forget." I'm like, "Ma, forget about what happened." She's like, "No, no, you might get your TV taken away. That's okay. I mean, it's whatever. Wait till your father gets home. We'll see. Maybe you can't. Maybe you just can't go in the pool for 2 days. Maybe you can't." "Why? I wanna go swimming." She's like, maybe you shouldn't have, made a mess." Dad's the bad guy. He didn't know you live. You 2 bad actors, what's good? It's always good to see you, my friend. Shari, I still have the wooden spoon with the holes in it. That was me. That look, it still works with the dogs. Yo, you just gotta give the look. I remember did it to my daughter once, and I gave her the look, and she was like, "Daddy, she's mean to me." I'm like, "Hey, knock it off. We don't there's no crying in baseball. Cut it out." "Why are you so mean to me?" I'm like, knock it off. Tighten up." Yeah. I love that when people are like, "Why are you so mean to me?" I'm like, "Okay." So like New Yorkers have a whole other way of, being assertive, I like to say. People are like, "That's a bully." I'm like, "No, that's a New Yorker. We don't tolerate bullshit." How about that? That's just what it is. You're like, "Yeah, you're being mean to me. Stop it. You're so mean." Wait, what? Girl, you just did like a whole 360 backwards and said all these things leaked out of the side of your mouth. But I mean, no, no, Mary. Or they say you're yelling, and I'm like, that's not yelling. Do you want to hear yelling? Yeah, like that's not yelling. Or like, oh, I can, well, I'm going to spill some tea. I'm like, "Oh, really? Let's do it. Start. On your mark, get set. No. Like, stop it. Yeah, dad's the bad guy, right? My favorite saying was, I brought you in this world and I could take you out. Knock it off. Shari, I think we grew up together. Yeah. What did you just say to me? What did you just say? I will knock you back into yesterday. You better watch your mouth. Go ahead. Try me. Go ahead. I dare you. I'd be like, I didn't do nothing. I swear to God, I didn't do anything. my, my father was the best. He would come in and he would just go, you's got anything you want to say? You got anything you want to say? No. No, that was like so 5 hours ago. What? I didn't think so. Dad, dad. Or you try to change the subject and you're like, hey, what time's the Yankee game on tonight? He'd be like, excuse me. What did you just say to your mother? Dad, is it 8:05? You know they're playing the Mets next week. I don't give a shit. What'd you say to your mother? People think I'm yelling just because my voice carries, right? YouTube bad actors? I know. I've had conversations with people where they were like, "Yeah, yo, you're a bully." Yep, that's right. I'm like, "What?" There's no way in hell. Like, there's no listen, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a bully. Yeah. Shari, I grew up in Los Angeles. I had to have tough love or else my kids would have never lived through it. That's the thing. Like when you're raised in a city and you're raised, somewhere where, you have to just be on the defensive or you have to, take an assertive way. And that's just the way it is. And people don't like that. And for that, that's okay. I mean, not everybody's for everybody, right? You got to keep moving. Find your crew, find your people, do your thing. Like, you know, Helen Scottish Llama, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Greeting from Edinburgh, where the weather is gopping still. Oh no. Patrick, New York. My dad was the best too. He was easy. Yeah, my dad was. My dad was so easy and so laid back and so, but listen, you piss homeboy off, that's it. He'd be like that. Let's get dressed. Let's go do 2 miles around the track. Let's go. Like, you're crazy. He's like, come on, grab the bat and ball. Let's go. Let's go. My father would take us, he would practice. We played baseball, my brother and I. And my father he was the coach and he was always helping and, teaching and doing things. Like there was a time where I thought we were gonna get in trouble. My father's like, you want to take a ride to Coney Island? I thought we were gonna get yelled at and in trouble for like a week. He's like, you just want to take a ride? Yeah, what's gopping? Yes, Sunnyside. I loved it. Well, like you would want to go like my grandmother, she would always want to take us for a ride somewhere. And that was just like her thing. She loved to go for car rides and so one time she says to us and we were kids, it was so funny. And we were getting a little bit older and so she was like, "Hey, you guys want to go for a ride?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Where we going?" She's like, "Come on, let's go down 42nd Street. We'll go see the hookers." I'm like, "Grandma." And she's like, "I'm just kidding. Grab my cigarettes and let's go." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I remember the one time I told my mother, she was like, "Where'd you guys go, Grandma? Where'd she take you?" I'm like, "She took us to see the hookers." My mother was like, "What?" She just had the best personality. Like, my grandmother would take us driving around because my grandmother was very involved in the neighborhood. My grandmother was, she was part of her community. She ran a lot of things. She was with the police officers and, she was just that strong woman. My grandmother had 9 kids. And so she was raising a whole thing on her own. And so she had a lot going on, but she would take us to all of these different places. Like I remember one time we went to the police department and she had to go talk to a friend of hers. And so we went in and my grandmother turned around and she said to us, she said to her friend who was a cop and she goes, "Put them over there in like a holding cell. Put them in that. Let them see what it's like." And I'm like, "Oh, Grandma." And she's like, "Stand over there. Go ahead. Go ahead. And then if you get out of line and somebody says something, that's where you're going to go." I'm like, "No, grandma." She's like, "All right, come on, kids, let's go." But, you learn the hard knocks, like, the what do they call that? The life of hard knocks. Yeah, Patrick, New York. My parents raised 7 of us. Don't know how they did it. I'm the youngest of 7. Do you see? Mary Flynn. Oh my god, that's so funny. We had a guy flash us in Boston, bringing the nuns back to Emmanuel. Oy vey. Gopping is a UK slang term that means something is ugly or horrible. For example, you might describe a new haircut as gopping. Oh no, so you're having horrible weather. Well, I hope that you get some nicer weather, and that's just not good. Uh, yeah, we need more grandmas like that. Listen, my grandmother was she didn't play. She didn't play. You needed something, she had it. You wanted something, she knew how to get it. She had all the friends. She knew everybody in the neighborhood. She knew everybody who did, something of, everybody was tight back in the day. And there was a respect thing. People knew each other. People knew the families. People knew who you were. And it carried a lot through the years on, people just being respectful. And that's what I love about the old school is the respect, the love, the all of the things. And I would never trade with anybody my life growing up. My life growing up, I loved it. We had everything but nothing. You know what I mean? Like we had everything. We had everything at our fingertips. We didn't need, kids nowadays, they got the phone. They spend their life on the computer. They're lazy and they're pigs and they're playing video games and they don't ever clean their house. And then I'm like, oh God. Like that's why I said before, my father would be like, come on, grab the bat and ball. Let's go. Let me go hit some balls to you kids. You guys need to practice catching and we loved it. I mean, we couldn't put our cleats on fast enough. We grab our hat, we run out the door. And I love that. I just think that is so important. Whether you have a big family, a small family, if you have kids, dogs, get active, do things, run around, throw a ball, and just, a lot of times too, it feels good. Excuse me, it feels good for the adults too, to clear their mind and do something. And, you don't have to always bury your face in your phone or, the computer or whatever. Like, just get out and just, even if you go for a walk but we used to love it, like we'd go for a walk in the park, because there were always parks in New York City. And anywhere we went, you could walk, you could ride your bike. And so like we'd meet our friends, and then my parents would go meet their friends who they had kids. And so everybody was outside. Everyone always had a good time. Ernie Birdie, good to see you. I'm glad you came in. Karen Solak, Happy New Year. So, I mean, I remember like sitting out on the stoop, and like one of my best memories was just like the summers of sitting outside, like in your tank top and your shorts, and you'd have your, the music would be playing, or on a Sunday my mom would make sauce, and so the whole neighborhood smelled like sauce. And like because everybody's mother and grandmother was cooking sauce, and so like the windows were open, and we'd just be sitting outside, and play with sidewalk chalk, or we'd play tennis back and forth like on the little thing, and just hang out. And so there's so many good memories of growing up in New York and living in a big city. But like, listen, you always had to be on your toes too. I remember one time, like my brother left his bike outside, and some kid from the park across the street came and ran off with the bike. And, he went in to go to the bathroom. He was like, "Where's my bike?" I'm like, "Oh my God, this kid just took off with the bike." So then there goes that uncle. He goes running through the park, and he's like, "Give me that bike, you little..." And next thing you know, the uncle's back. He's got the bike on his shoulder, and he's like, "I got your bike. I got your bike." I'm like, "See? That's all you had to do was go inside and go to the bathroom, come out, and then one of the uncles ran and got your bike. So you don't have to worry because the kids didn't get that far." I mean, my uncles were fast. They would book. They would run. They would run so fast through the park. We'd be like, sometimes I'd like want things to go missing just so I could watch them run, because they're like, but that's just how they were raised. My grandfather raised them to, take care of business and do what they got to do. And, if something ain't right, go see what's going on or whatever. Shari, I have only driven through New York. Oh, walk amongst the tombstones. Sorry. Walk amongst the tombstones. That's a tongue twister. Happy New Year. It's good to see you. But yeah, I mean, listen, just the old memories of no matter where you're from. I only have mine to share because that's, but I would love for you guys to share it. I'll read it right out in the chat. I mean, everybody had a different way of growing up, but everybody always had some sort of like wholesome memory that they remember or they could relate to. Like I said, the ice cream truck. Or, like we used to have birthday parties in the roller rink, and that was always a big thing. We were always like, hey, Stephanie's having a birthday party next Saturday at the roller rink. Or, like they had a place called the Bow Wow, which was like, I forget, but I feel like they had like hot dogs and pizza. And, that was like the place to go. I mean, you went to the roller rink or you went to the Bow Wow. Or, I mean, I think Chuck E. Cheese came on like after my generation. Yeah, Sherry, where did you end up? Where did you end up? Birthday parties, right, Mary Flynn? Listen, our parents had to be so creative back in the day for birthday parties. And so it was, here where I live now, that you ask a kid whether, like, what do you do for your birthday? I'm going to Disney for the week. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Disney for the week. It's your birthday. What do you mean? Your mother didn't get you a Carvel cake? That's it? Like, we can't come over and just have a slice of cake? What do you mean you're going to Disney for the week? All right. Like I remember my daughter was like, do you think we can go to Universal for my birthday? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, we started taking her after the years went by, but I'm like, what are your parents doing? What are you doing? Oh, Ernie. I worked at a diner with my mom. She was the head waitress and I was her busser. A lot of the locals in our town would come in for coffee just to hang out. I love that. There's nothing like hanging out and just, you don't have to have a lot of money to hang out. You don't have to have a lot of money to have a personality. No. You listen, a good cup of coffee and you could shoot the shit. That's it. I got a bottle of water and a microphone and we're hanging out. That's it. I never ever asked Red Dragon, never thought I would go live. Never. I was like, no, I'm like that girl in the chat that's always like, hi, how are you? Here's a link. Have a nice day. And now I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. What do we want to do? What do we want to talk about? But we got to make it positive and we got to make it fun, because if it's not, I'm out. Like if I watch a channel and they're like, rah, 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 I'm like, you know what? I ain't about it. Click out, unsubscribe, peace out. Or, just dive right into true crime and, we'll find some cases and I'll see some people sleuthing around and taking care of business. And I'm like, okay, they're making a conscious effort to help society. I love it. What's up, Cheryl F? Good to see you. Yeah, Universal is so busy. It is. All of the parks in Florida now are so busy. And it's like, wait a second. It's like $300 a day, whatever, some crazy thing. But like all the cool kids are doing it. We had birthday parties at home back in the day. That's right, Karen Solak, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that the best birthday parties were the ones that were at the roller rink or at the house where, the mother was like, I got a Carvel cake. And, we had 15, 20 people at the house and everyone was just chilling. Like, we sat outside on the stoop. We ran around. Or if it was in the summertime, we went in. If you had we always had a pool. So we went swimming. We had people come over. We'd go in the pool. We'd hang out. We didn't go into the crazy basement unless we had to go get the chairs. But we had a lot of fun growing up, Cleo, my birthday is during Christmas. It was terrible as a kid. I got one gift. No, I know I have a sister whose birthday is around the holidays, and she's always like, oh, I'm getting gypped this year. I'm like, yeah, you probably are. But, listen, I remember my mom would always make my sister's birthday special because it was her. And so she'd make sure she got a Christmas present and she'd make sure she got her birthday presents. Like everything was separated. She would even like wrap the birthday presents in regular, like pink birthday present paper. And Christmas was very Santa Claus. And so we always knew that it was separate. And it was always having to, because she would always, she would get gypped out as a kid in presents. And I used to feel bad, but my mom would always make sure that she felt different. And I was like, that's great. I love it. I see it now, Oh, Shari, I live in the mountains of Arizona, 35 minutes from Laughlin and 1.5 from Vegas. It snows here and no humidity during the summers. Shari, you're going to make me want to move. I can't take the humidity. It's killing. It is so bad. Yeah, 5 p.m. It's getting dark these days. Shari, I'm by San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know Carvel, Mary Flynn Carvel. Helen, in California during the winter, it got dark faster too. It does here too. I mean, it's still light out right now, and what it's 10 to 5. It's still light out, but it definitely gets darker earlier here too. I know, like if I'm FaceTiming a family member in New York or whatever, and it's dark out, they'll always say to me, "Is it still light outside?" I'll turn the camera and go, "Yes, it's still light outside." Like, or you'll see like the golfers are trying to like get that last round of golf in before it gets dark. And I'm like, come on, buddy, let's go. I gotta let the dog out. Let's go. Get off the golf course. Let's go. Yeah, it's always good to see you, Cheryl. Walk among the tombstones. Mom made a cake and we had tacos. That's it. Hey, listen, but you know what? I'm sure you made the best of the tacos and you had a cake. And listen, that's amazing. There's nothing wrong with that. And taco sounds good too. Man, that just changed my whole. Maybe I'll have that tomorrow. You missed our whole dinner conversation. Sunnyside, homemade birthday cake and neighborhood friends. It was the best. Yes. Mary Flynn, Great Wolf Lodge is cool, and parents are laid back and respectful. Yes, I love it. Cleo. Karen, my niece as well. It's rough. Cleo, I'm sorry. Yo, what up? There's Johnny Kramer in here. What up? Johnny Kramer, it's good to see you. I got the honor of hanging out in his chat the other day. What a nice guy. And I think it was his girlfriend was in there too. Super sweet. Yeah, yo, YouTube bad actor. She's my homie. Good people. At Dawn Marie, do you remember United Skates of America roller rink on 60th Street in Brooklyn? I sure do. And that is where all the birthday parties were. You know it. The United Skates of America. I feel like I remember in Brooklyn where I grew up, it was so funny. Like, certain, like, all right, so it was Genovese. Yeah, it was Genovese, not CVS. Genovese was a pharmacy in New York. And they had taken over an old roller skating rink as their location. And it was the most bizarre way to go shopping at like Genovese. You'd be like, well, I need to run in and get Tylenol, and you're like running down the ramp. They had the store designed around the old roller rink. That was wild. You'd be like, I got to run in for toilet paper, and you literally had to run in because it was on a slant. It was the most craziest, like, it was Genovese, right? If anybody remembers. So funny. Hang on. Humidity and my hair are not friends. Remember getting off the plane when we got to Aruba and my hair instantly blew up. Karen Solak, I know. My hair is like a whole different texture now that I live down here than New York. New York, the water was nicer. I'm telling you, your hair is just better. Here it's like, I got to do keratin treatments. I got to do all the things to make it, smooth and shiny and silky. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, the frizz will come and it's like, my hair grows. I'm like, oh, whatever. Just last year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to roll with my texture. I'm going to just let it go and just let the nature take it. And then I go, oh no, you know what? I have like this big, floofy, wavy black hair. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. This is crazy. I need a keratin treatment ASAP. Like, book it. Book it. I know tacos does sound good. Jeez. Oh, it is Taco Tuesday. Really? What's up, What's up, Sanders? Yeah, Patrick. So the roller rink. Everybody had their birthday party there. That was it. United Skates of America. Johnny. My girlfriend is home. She what? Wait, let me get back. My girlfriend, yeah, she's in a box right now. I don't feel like getting the air compressor out to Oh my god, you're nasty. Listen, keep your stories to yourself. Keep your stories to Johnny Kramer, the music movie channel. YouTube bad actors. I broke my arm at my kid's school roller rink. Wait, what? I broke my arm at my kid's school roller rink night, got a quarter of the way around, and tried to avoid brushing my bruising my tailbone. No. Yo, what up, Crystal Langford? Good to see you. Oh, you're gonna order pizza later? That sounds good. So, Sanders, what did you and your lovely wife have for dinner? What are you guys doing for dinner tonight? Their channel's amazing too. I go in there and I'm like, I love these people. They remind me of like the typical New York Italian family that is chilling on the couch. You know, his wife sparks up a cigarette. And I'm like, this is great. This is Brooklyn. This is what they do. They're just chilling on the couch. Like he's pouring a little limoncello, he's hanging out, he's living his best life. I love it. I was always great on roller skates. I played hockey growing up. See, Patrick, that's great. So you know. Hockey was big. Well, hockey is big up there in the north. Hold on. Cheryl, I loved roller skating at the roller rink. The floor would light up with different colors. You remember? You remember the roller rink would have like the crazy lights and the music, and everybody would just be like rocking out. And you know, I remember getting my first pair of speed skates, and it was one thing that I wanted on, I think it was like Christmas. And so I said to my mother, they're white, they have big chunky pink wheels, and I want them. That's it. She's like, what else do you want from Santa Claus? I'm like, the skates. That's what I want. And then I want to go with my friends and I want to practice so that I can be really good, because one day I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to be a professional of the roller rink. I'm like, don't quit your day job, but you can still go roller skating. It's all right. Just, you know, aspire to be a little bit more than the girl at the roller rink. I'm like, okay, Mom. Shari, I roller skated and ice skated as a kid. I still have my skates, but I would break body parts if I put them on now. I know. Oh, God. Yeah, subscribe to Sanders. Him and his wife are adorable. I love them. Yeah, we flew around, Mary Flynn says. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, another one bites the dust. Listen, you know, you always had that song. There's these guys on Instagram. I can't remember their name, but they're roller skating guys, and they're like these two big black guys, and they run around on the roller skates like doom, doom, doom. And I'm like, look at these guys. Like they haven't missed a beat, and they're just roller skating their way right through the rink. Like they don't stop. They do tricks. They jump. And I'm like, listen, that's old school. I love it. Watching people exercise, like just roller skating. Who would have thought that was probably the best form of exercise back then? And man, the leg muscles we would have. Yeah, Shari, even though my weight is down, I'm old. Listen, we all grow. It is what it is. You know, my grandmother used to say, you eat a ton of shit before you die. Just eat it. Kiss it up to God and just eat it. I'd be like, Grandma, I dropped a cookie on the floor. I need a cookie. Like, no, you don't. Eat the one you have. Kiss it up to God. Cleo, the year starts with 1 Wednesday, 2 Thursday, 3 Friday. If you look at it closely, it looks like WTF. Yes. WTF. Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time. Yeah, eat a ton of shit before you die. Yeah, because we would always like, you know, because listen, they came from the old school. And if it wasn't broke, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, and you know, if I said I wanted a pair of shoes, I would have to hear from my grandfather a story about how he used to walk, you know, 50 miles with the same pair of shoes on. Like, okay, I get it, Grandpa. I love that, but I still need, you know, I don't. He's like, you don't need, you want. I'm like, all right, well, I want these new Nikes that are. Oh God, you kids. And I'm like, all right. And then when I get them, he'd go, those are nice. You look good. I love it. I was a pro AM dancer from the age of 23 to 40. Oh, get out, Shari. Listen, I'm not saying I had moves on roller skates, but I knew that I could zip, zip, zoom, zoom with those speed skates. And all my friends got them, and I was like, okay. So then it was like a mission. We would go to the roller rink. We're like, okay, Thursday night, be there. Bring your skates and your boyfriend and go get, just go, go, go. Just, oh, Patrick, it's good stuff though. You know what I mean? Listen, you could hear that music and it was like boom, 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 whatever, like whatever song was on the radio, and you just the lights were going. Who said that before? Was that Karen or Mary? Who said the lights at the roller rink? Mary. Mary said to Cheryl, I definitely missed the lights in the floor. Yeah. Like those lights would go on, and listen, you felt like you were a rock star. And then nobody could listen. You just put the skates on and you just flew on the floor, and you went around and around and around and you were good. And that was it. And the music just made you go faster and faster. And, there would always be that one kid that was there that was like showing off. Like he knew all the moves, and, you'd be like, oh God, move, get out of the way. Or, you get off the rink, and then you're sitting down, you're like, when you're out of breath, like, I need a water. Somebody get me something to drink. You just felt like you ran a marathon on skates. You don't have the video to that song. Yeah. Listen, it was like another one bites the dust. Whatever the song was that came on, you just knew, like, you were like, okay, it's like jazzercise. I remember going to jazzercise when I got older, and I was like, dun, 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 and everybody would just start moving and like, and then, at that point, you're moving, you're doing it. You're like going to the left, going to the right, going to the left, going to the right, and it's like, that's why I love to listen to like John Travolta and Grease and watch all the old, the songs that would come out during that. Cause you were like, you could sing and just, you remember the good old days of growing up. And so, like, I want that for the kids now. I'm like, go out, do things, get your friends, go roller skating, like, do all of the things to make your memories. And it's fun too. The Gap Band roller skating. Does anyone remember them? The Gap Band roller skating. No. What is the Gap Band? I remember the last song was Couple Skates song. Yes, Karen, you remember where you like went over and you like skated with your boyfriend? Where you're like, oh, I'm gonna get off the rink now and go get a drink because I don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. And so, yeah. Walk among the tombstones. My Grams told to be the walking. Wait. Told me walking to school story. Then found out she lived less than a block from the school. Oh God. I remember just hearing like, no matter what, like the older generation, they always had a story to go with, if you needed something, you needed it. They were like, yeah, I'm going to tell you about when 1924. That's it. Some kids are driven that for now. Yeah. They were a group. Oh, they were a group music. They played roller skating. Oh, get out. No way. I'm sure if I seen them, I would remember. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. Mary, my kids taught me about the old stories, walking through snow, hail, mountains, and miles to get to school, right? Most parents drive their kids to school these days. Yeah, well, kids are lazy, Well, I mean, you listen, we're living in different times now too. You got to be careful. You want to make sure, like, your kid doesn't get hurt. And so you're like, don't worry, I'll take you. And so, like, I get that too. You have to be careful. Like, it's just no matter what. Ernie Birdie, I got to venture out into the world. The Walmart is calling me. Thank you for the stories. Don't Happy New Year. Happy New Year, girl. I love you. It's good to see you. Have fun at Walmart. I was there earlier. What a zoo. Maybe bullying on the bus. Yeah, Mary, you know what? There are kids that are bullies, that are not nice people. And so for that, listen, I feel like every dog has their day when it comes to that kind of shit. So And it's funny because a lot of times the people that call out the bullying are the bullies. And so, but if you sit back, what do they say? If somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And so, you just pay close attention. If you watch, cross stories and here and there, you'll see. Patrick, New York. I walked to school. It was right around the block. Yeah, we only lived like a few blocks away from school. And so my mom, listen, she didn't get her driver's license for years until we moved to Long Island. But I mean, we walked around the city everywhere. I mean, she would take my sister in the baby carriage and she would wrap her up and then we would go off to school and she would walk with us. She walked us to school and then, she'd go to my grandmother's house afterwards or whatever, or she'd go straight home, whatever. But, you get into a routine of what you do. I still love like walking with my cousins to go to school. And so like we'd meet them up on the corner and then we continue the walk. And so, but that was just and then we got to every once in a while we got to stop at like the corner little bodega where we could go in and we can get, I used to call them the 25-cent drinks. Patrick, you might remember these. They were little like huggy like barrel container drinks and they were a quarter. And so we'd go in and we'd get a 25-cent drink and a bag of Fritos or potato chips or whatever. And so that was our little treat on the way home from school. We'd stop in and we had like our little routine. A quarter water. Yeah, Eric Olson, 9 miles to high school. I've refused to ride the bus due to like, ew, that's nasty. Make me itch. Cheryl, we had to walk a mile and a mile from home while in school. We sure got our exercise, right? I respect it. But when you grow up in the city that, you're just used to it. Like you walk everywhere, like say we got up in the morning, we walked to school. My mom would wait for us after school. We'd walk home or an aunt or an uncle would come and get us and they would walk back with us. Like, but we always would stop at that little bodega. We get our little drink. Every once in a while in the morning, if we had enough time, my mother would let us run in and get like a Yoo-hoo or something, or like a buttered bagel or a buttered roll. That was a big thing. Erica, I worked in the pharmacy. You could always tell when there was an outbreak from that stuff. Would be flying off the shelves. Ugh, Schivats. Erica Olson, did you keep those baby birds? Oh yeah, Erica, did you keep your baby birds? Cheryl, luckily I was school bused to high school. It was too far from our house. Yeah. Oh no, we rode the bus too, and we got older. We would take the bus. Yeah, I'm not scared of bugs, but having them on me creeps me out. Yeah, Erica. Ugh. I envy city kids. I wanted to be a walker. The school bus was hell. It was sometimes. Like, I remember like calling my mom up from like 6th period. Like, can you pick me up? She's like, why? I said, I don't want to take the bus. What do you mean you don't want to take the bus? I pay so much money in taxes. You don't want to take the bus? Like, no. Would you come and get me? Well, because I knew like I either wanted to go to the shoe store after or I wanted to get ice cream. Like, pick me up. Or I'd be like, Mom, I just miss you. She's like, mm-hmm. You're going to see me in half an hour, right? Come pick me up, Ma. Oh, Erica Olson, you have a video? I have to see it. Listen, I give you guys all wrenches in here. You can go to everybody's channel. It's kind of like the thought process behind it is like, so it's just easier when you're in a chat and you have the wrench in here and we're a small group, right? And so you just click on people's names and here, I got to do this actually. And I don't think I can do it from my phone. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. Another one rest. Yeah. So let me see. What did Karen say? Karen, where are you? Karen. Yeah, but when we moved to Long Island, like we were too far to walk to school. And so like I think we were like just underneath the miles that you had to be within the city in order to get a bus. And then you know, I remember telling my father we were having a house built, and I was just like, "Does this mean that I gotta go to school with kids that wear the clothes every day?" He's like, "What? What do you mean wear the clothes every day?" Where they can wear whatever they want. He's like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to go to Catholic school anymore. You're gonna go to regular school." I'm like, "Regular school sounds fun." And so I remember my first day, I was mortified. I went in, I was wearing a sweatshirt and jeans, and I felt so underdressed. I was like, "I don't belong here." He goes, "What do you mean you don't belong here? You're in 6th grade. What do you mean you don't belong here?" I said, I don't like it." "What do you mean you don't like it?" This girl's talking about her fancy shoes. This one over here is bitching about her this. I don't like it. I don't so you want all the kids to be the same? I don't know. It's the only thing that I was used to since kindergarten. What do you mean? Everybody wore the same thing. I mean, and then we came home, we put on a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and you know, it was whatever. But these kids had like their shoes. I remember back in the day, penny shoes was, a big thing. And so we had like the penny loafers, and then you had to find like the most shiniest pair of pennies to put in your shoes. So I'd have to be like, "Hey dad, let me see what you got in your pocket." He's like, "What? What do you mean you want to see?" I said, "Let me see. You got coins?" "Yeah, I got coins." I said, "I gotta go clean up 2 pennies." "What are you talking about? You gotta clean up 2 pennies." I said, "But I gotta put them in my shoes. Mommy bought me new shoes. I want to put them." He's like, "Oh my God, I can't." Then we hear the story of the put the baseball cards in the sneakers. Because they had to walk miles and miles and miles. And here I was like, "Hey, yo, you got 2 shiny pennies? I need them. I'm gonna put them in my shoes." "What are you saving them for? For later?" Yeah, that's what it is. In case, God forbid, I need a penny. I have it. It's in my shoe. Mary Flynn, our middle school changed dress code, so everyone was the same thing except the sneakers. Yeah, poor kids are getting robbed for their freaking shoes. Like, get out of here with that. Do I remember ETH shoes? You had a pair? What are ETH shoes? No, I don't. Oh, Earth shoes. No, I actually don't remember Earth shoes. But describe them to me. Or maybe I'll Google that later. Um, yeah, I don't know, just uniforms seemed to be as a kid, but it was also like a uniform was kind of like lazy. Like you just knew. Like my mother had 5 different shirts for us during the week, and then we had, the skirts or, whatever, and she had them all laid out for the week. So I knew what I was wearing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I just knew. It was the same, it was just different shirt. It was a clean shirt. And so, when I went to regular school, when I went to public school in the island, on the island, it was the girls got their stuff ready the night before. And so I started getting into the routine of that. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to have EG socks, and I need to have a certain kind of pants, and I need a shirt, and I need and the night before I'd lay it all out. Or, the best was, do you remember organizing your closet? I used to organize I would color code my closet. So the black stuff stayed here. Then I had the red, the pink, the blue, the jeans stayed together. Like I was very young and I was doing all of the things. And so I kept it very. I remember going to one of my girlfriend's houses and she was just like, "Just so you know, I don't do that here." I said, "Okay, that's fine. I don't care what you do. It's your house. You can live the way you want to live. I happen to like to set my closet up." Maybe I'm annoying like that, but my kid was excited to leave Catholic school for public. My bank account misses the same outfit every day. Yes, I know. Well, that was another thing. Uniforms, what it cost maybe like a couple $100 for the whole year, and you had all your shirts, your ties, your socks. You had everything you needed for Catholic school, and then public school was just like you needed all the things. You had to have the certain pants. You had to have the certain shirts. That was just what it was. Yeah, you still coordinate your closet. I do too. Now my closet is like 3/4 all black things, and then I have just like a quarter of things of color because I wear black every day for work, and so it is what it is. But I remember like my closet getting, smaller and smaller in variety, and I was like, you know what? I'm one that I will do it up with like my shoes, but I'll wear all black, and then I'll just change the color of my shoes, or I'll, have cool sneakers, or I don't know. Maybe that came from going to Catholic school and then switching to public school. Over the years, you learn to kind of compromise. Mary, they were shoes. How do you explain? Yeah, how do you explain Earth shoes? What exactly are they? Didn't socks go walkabout? Polo shirts and khakis, cream color was at my son's school. Yeah, we wore the one Catholic school that we went to was like navy. I remember it was like navy, dark blue and light blue. And then we went to one that was maroon, and the colors were maroon and pink, I remember. It was definitely interesting, some of the Catholic schools. Wait, you guys all know what earth shoes are? Where did I live? I did not have, unless I had them and I don't remember. Uh, Lexi, black is my color too. Never have issues with color coordinating my clothes. No, I know. Listen, I just wear black all the time. And I have like 50 million of, the same shirt in black. Because I'm like, if I love that shirt and it's comfortable, I'm like, I have to have 5 of them. Just that's what it is. Or, I mean, half the things in my closet have bleach marks on them or color, you know. I told you guys years ago about this lady that I used to do with the red hair, and I'll never forget the day I knew she was coming in. I would always have this shirt on because she was known to ruin all my clothes. She was just that client. It wasn't her fault. It was my fault. But I mean, her color was so vibrant. It was so gorgeous. And I was just like, listen, it's on everything I own. The day she comes in, that's it. I remember one time she says to me, I'll pick up your dry cleaning bill. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. She's like, you got red all over your pants. I'm like, oh, whatever. It's not your fault that I'm messy. It's just the color was so pigmented and it got everywhere. I mean, whatever. It was bright red. So, I mean, I would wear black all the time, but then, black had its downfall because, if I did highlights and I got bleach all over the place, I was like, oh God, my clothes are ruined. And so you didn't care as the time went on. You were like, you know what? That's a work shirt, or those are work pants, because if you ruined them, that was it. It didn't matter. Oh, like Birkenstocks? Oh, then if they were like Birkenstocks, I had those. Yeah, we definitely wore those. They were weird. I remember getting my first pair of Birkenstocks and you had to like break them in because they hurt your feet. Like those were the sandals that you had to like mold to your feet or whatever. They had like, oh my God, they hurt. And then once you broke them in, they were comfortable, right? Saddle shoes. Oh man. Well, and then, of course, when I wore high heels a lot. And so that killed my feet, my back. And I remember the day I gave them up, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give these up for Lent. That's it. I can't wear the heels anymore. I'm dying. And so I took them out and I went to like put my foot flat down on the floor and I couldn't do it. I was like, my foot won't go. It's permanently like up an inch and a half. And so it took forever to like get it comfortable, but it hurt. Yeah, saddle shoes hurt. The saddle shoes did hurt. See, why did we do that to ourselves? Why did we wear shit that hurt? Then I loved candles. Oh, you loved candles? Listen, I love candles, but I'm a pain in the ass with candles. They have to look simple. They have to smell amazing. They have to be non-toxic. They have to smell amazing. Candle. Yes, 1964 or 76. See, remember Cheryl like clogs, Crocs. Yeah. Crocs are comfortable, man. I know they're so ugly, and I am definitely guilty of wearing some in the summer, but I'm like, oh my God. Like, I forget, we went somewhere with my daughter, and I said to her, I had to run downstairs to the ice machine in the hotel. And I said, so give me your shoes really quick. I'm going to run out. She goes, what? You're going to put these on? You're going to put your feet in these? What do you mean I'm going to put my feet in those? What do you got, slippers? Give me something to put on. She handed me these things, the Crocs. And I went, ugh, what are these? She goes, what? I wear these when I go out with my friends. I love to walk around in them. They're so comfortable. I go, and people don't look at you funny. They got like holes in them and they are just funky, funky. So she's like, listen, do you need to wear my slippers to go down or you're going to take your shoes out or whatever? So I said, I put them on. I went, oh, I see why people like these. I mean, they're still ugly, but I mean, whatever. They are comfortable. Oh, the Dr. Scholl sandals. I had an aunt that wore those, Karen. She had this tiniest little feet, and she would wear those Dr. Scholl sandals. And I'm like, how do you wear those it was like a thick piece of wood, right? I remember those. Oh, candies. Oh, these are candles. I'm over here having a whole candle conversation. Oh, candies, shoes. Yes. Yeah, no. Those Dr. Scholl's, like listen, Dr. Scholl, wherever you are, I'm sure he's dead now, but like, why did you make these wooden shoes? Who wasn't nice to you when you were little? That's like a Dutch thing, right? Where they would put their feet in these little wooden shoes. Like, is that even normal? Why are you walking around with wood on your feet? Ouch. Can't you get like a whole splinter from that? You have a pair of them now, Red Dragon? Oh no. Yeah, I remember trying to put it on my foot, and my aunt was like, "Get your Freddies out of my feet! Get your Freddies out of my shoes!" I'm like, "What? How do you wear these? I'm just curious. Like, why do you torture yourself in walking around on wood? Like, I think they came down here one year and we met them at like Disney or whatever. And she showed up wearing them. And I go, oh, you've never been here before, have you? And she's like, no. I'm like, wow. So I'm looking at her feet because, people that you just know when you're going to go somewhere to, walk around a lot, like you got to wear comfortable things on your feet. And so she showed up with those wooden things on her feet. And I went, oh, ouch. I mean, it's one thing if you're going to go out to dinner and you want to wear those and suffer, but you're going to walk around the theme park with those on? Okay, rock out. Crocs and Skechers are what I wear now. Yeah, they double as a weapon, right? Imagine if my mom chucked one of those. Like, good thing she had like those Deerform slippers or whatever, like the rubber, the comfortable slippers. She'd be like, psh. You don't want to get whacked in the head with that. All right, guys. Well, listen, it is 5:21 p.m. We've been live for 2 hours, and I just want to wish you guys all a happy new year. I want to really, bring on some good energy for, 2025. Let's do it. And listen, just be nice to each other. Be nice out in these YouTube streets. People are savage out there. And listen, till next time, I appreciate you guys. It is 5:22 p.m. on Tuesday, December 31st. Listen, have a great New Year's, and I'll see you soon.
New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. A Brooklyn girl, that's Dawn Marie. She's sharing New York memories. See the city with Dawn Marie and hang in Little Italy. R.I.P. South Factory. The real party is Kings County. The songs about music all around. That's where she found the Brooklyn sound. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Her large Italian family, they taught her hospitality, empathy, humanity, and strength in her community. Her justice call, defiant tone, rings out from her Long Island home. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. She's so damn cool, so smart and quick. She's old school, this New York chick. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. She's so damn cool, quick. She's old school, this New York chick. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, her just